Welcome once again to Board Gamers, and this week we've got an incredible device that we've never featured on the show before, a bit of virtual reality in it.
Well, yes, I do come here often.
Oh God, you've done it already.
I'm sorry, you want me to what?
Greg, we're trying to do the show intro. You're not supposed to be wearing it yet.
Oh, pesky bra glass. Oh.
What game are you playing?
Oh, wow.
Greg!
Oh.
Greg!
Really? You'd do that for me?
What? Cuts!
Super Smash Brothers! Super Smash Brothers! You do something exciting. This is television.
I'll run.
They can't hear me. I'm in virtual world.
That's how it works. Yes.
News! Okay, as well, I'm rather embarrassed and sheepish. I didn't realise, I was sort of public view there. So we're going to move swiftly on and go on to the news. Sorry about that.
Yeah, the news.
Yeah.
Trying to get that image out of my head, Greg.
Yeah, it's probably going to be hard. Speaking of which, actually... No, I won't even finish that.
Wow.
What is going on in the real world?
Unbelievable.
In the real world, not
in
the virtual
the real
world.
world. Yes, the big story this week, unfortunately, it's a sad story. The man who's seen as sort of the father of video games, Ralph Bauer, has died at the age of 92. He first... developed the first video game system, basically. It was originally known as the Brown Box, which is not a very inspiring title, but it went on to be sold as 1972's Magnavox Odyssey, which is a far cooler name.
Sounds like a David Bowie album, doesn't it?
It does, it does indeed. It sort of had these sort of punch cards you'd load into the, not punch cards, but they were kind of circuit boards you'd load into the system, and you'd have an overlay, you'd just put a sticker across the screen, and then a sort of dot would fly around. It was very, very simple, but very revolutionary. He was also credited with developing the light gun, which of course we used to use on old CRT TVs. So 92, good innings, incredible man, without whom the industry would not be the same today, if at all.
Yes,
So,
Ralph, you are a pioneer, and sir, we salute you.
we salute you.
Mine a little bit more jolly. We have lots of Dice Master re-releases of the back catalogue, and including the coming up this week a brand new thing. It's the Dice Masters Uncanny Collector's Box, which is the
What's uncanny about it, Greg?
It is the X-Men new sort of collector's box, and it comes with everything you need, plus a few extra little bits like promo cards and dice bags and the like.
Ooh.
So comes with everything you need. That's coming out this coming weekend.
Excellent, that's cool. Sony delivered an exciting keynote address at its two-day community event, PlayStation Experience, in Las Vegas. They announced all kinds of fantastic things, actually. It was a huge event. It was kind of out of the blue, as far as I was aware, and they had so many big announcements. One of the biggest was Street Fighter V is going to be a PlayStation 4 exclusive.
We like Street Fighter 5. Maybe this is the exclusive they need to start winning the exclusivity wars.
Microsoft bought Tomb Raider as an exclusive, or at least a partial exclusive, so that's kind of Sony firing back. There were lots of other exciting things. They showed a 15-minute gameplay preview of Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, which was very exciting from a sort of technological point of view, and people who like Uncharted. They announced a Western release for Yakuza 5, and they showed loads of new game trailers, including for Batman Arkham Knight, and a bunch of other new games as well, and one I especially like the look of called The Forest, which was a beautiful looking game, beautifully rendered forest game. So yes, and so much more. So wonderful stuff from PlayStation. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt has been delayed again for a second time to May next year, and this is because they want to ensure the game is good, rather than a bunch of other games that came out recently that were broken. New releases this week, not much. Metricide, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes on PC, and Talking Booba, Santa's Pet on Android and iOS.
Talking boobies? What?
Review.
For something different this week, we've got a sort of director's commentary type of review. We've got a new brand of Razer product, their CHROMA series of hardware for PC peripherals, and yes, we thought we'd talk over their visuals here, Greg.
Yes, it turned out whatever we were going to do in the way of filming, Jim, with keyboards and mice and the like, it was going to be anywhere exciting as the dynamicism. That's my new word.
Your word of the day.
Dynamicism.
Yes, very
this.
good.
So we're looking to begin with the Death Adder CHROMA.
Yes, the Death Adder CHROMA. It's a standard gaming mouse, a wired mouse. It's got two main buttons on the top, two on the side, and a nice little clicky wheel, and 16.8 million colours it features.
It changes colours!
Yes, that makes it amazing, quite frankly, that it changes colour on the fly.
It does make amazing, but it's a very good mouse.
It is a very good mouse. I can't say much about it other than it's very accurate and it was fun to use. So we're moving on now to the 7.1 surround sound peripheral. It is the Razer Kraken. It is a headset, a gaming headset, against a wired headset, which, you know, might not be so good for some people because they might prefer wireless if they want to be further away from their machine. It is compatible with the PlayStation 4, and you have to be very close to the system. But it's mainly aimed at PC users. But it also changes colour as well.
It changes colours also. It's exciting. I just want to go release the Kraken.
Yes, another groovy, crazy name from Razer here. It's got a little microphone that pops out. It's very good quality sound. I think it's a little bit. It could do with a bit more low end, in my opinion. But apart from that, it's very nice to use.
Very nice. Very comfortable to wear as well. Very
yes,
nice indeed.
Very, very comfortable, and that's always a good thing with a headset. So now we move on to another mouse. Now this is a very interesting mouse because it's called the Naga Epic CHROMA, and this is specially designed for MMO players because, as you'll notice, it's got 12 buttons, no less 12 buttons on the side for your thumb to program for all kinds of quick shortcuts in MMOs like World of Warcraft.
I think it takes a bit of getting used to, but as a gaming tool, it is stunning. I mean, it looks great. It is very clever. It's a very good mouse as well. It looks very good sitting in its little dock.
It's got a lovely cradle that sits on this top, and it's actually a wireless mouse as well, so it's got nice freedom of movement. It's not so good for using outside an MMO because I'm constantly accidentally clicking the 12 keys, although it doesn't seem to make too much difference to your general browsing. But again, a very good mouse, very accurate and fun to use. Yes.
Awesome gaming tool.
Now we come to the our final product, which is their keyboard, and it's the only one I've had any real issue with, I'm afraid. It's the Black Widow, and it's a mechanical keyboard, which means it has especially clicky keys. And I have to say, Greg, it's not very good for typing on.
Yes, but guess what?
What?
It changes colours lots! It's really changing colours!
Yeah, look at that, the groovy colours. Yeah,
it's beautiful. It's like a light show.
It is. You can have a real disco party. Now, the colours mean a bit more in this because you can actually customise certain groups of colours, as you see there. You can tie them to WSAD for MMO purposes, etc. You can also customise special groups of keys. You can go into gaming modes. And yes, it talks about the accuracy of mechanical keys. It's quite good in games, I have to say, but in terms of general typing, which is what a keyboard is designed for, not so great, I'm afraid.
Yeah, there is that, unfortunately. But great package overall.
Yes, that's our little director's commentary there, wrapping up the CHROMA products.
Changes colours!
So in our job as serious reviewers here, it's worth pointing out there's a little bit more than pretty colours, but they are very pretty.
Greg loves the colours. What can we say? It is the CHROMA set from Razer, as we saw on the video package we did there. People are giggling in the control room as we say that.
Yeah.
CHROMA, it's a gimmick. It's a gimmick. It is, other than with the keyboard, which actually has a specific use where you can light up certain keys which could help you with some of your button presses. But even then, it's still a gimmick. Because
it's a good gimmick, though.
It's a nice gimmick, but with button presses, it becomes very instinctual and you're not looking at the keys when you press them. So it's still a bit of a gimmick. So we go around the products again. We had the Death Adder CHROMA, which is the first mouse we looked at. Mechanical mouse, wired. Does have good accuracy. It's better on a mouse mat than normal surfaces. I find that my Logitech mouse is actually probably slightly better on sort of a glass surface, but it's still a very nice mouse. Again, the colour sort of coordination with the product is more of a gimmick than something that's actually essential, but it's a nice one.
It doesn't do anything wrong, it doesn't distract from anything. So.
The Kraken, like we said, nice headset.
Release the Kraken!
Yes, indeed. Could do a bit of the more low end. Not sure about the quality of the microphone, it's okay, but the headset himself, the surround sound effects are very good. So
sounds great.
Again, the only issue with it, it's not wireless, and you might prefer a wireless headset. I personally would prefer a wireless headset today. And then, of course, we've got the Naga Epic CHROMA, which is, for all those MMO players out there, if you love World of Warcraft or something like that, and you've got so many hotkey shortcuts, you've got 12 buttons on the side. Not so good for general browsing, because you might just click them all the time with your thumb, but and it would take a lot to get used to. But if you're a real epic player, like the Naga Epic
I think it's a must-have for MMO players. If you're
a
really into
hardcore
that,
MMO player,
it really has got everything you need at a touch.
So again,
of a
another good mouse. My only issue is the keyboard. Good keyboard for gaming, looks lovely. It's got the lovely sort of mechanical keys on the front, but quite frankly, it's not a very good keyboard to type on. So many chattering and crosstalk kind of problems with it. I went through several different ones. It could just been my setup, to be fair. Could have been something to do with my setup on my computer, but I tried it with different operating systems. It still didn't work properly. So I mark it down slightly for that.
It's a strange one because there's been issues with sticking on mechanical keyboards as a whole, but we haven't found anything else having problems specifically with this keyboard.
So it might just be a problem I've got.
Could be a problem. Yeah. It might be an issue.
So let's have a look at the rating, though, I've given it.
Let's see what we've given it. Let's see overall.
4 star. So, you know what, a really good set overall. Very, very good indeed. But yes, apart from the keyboard issue, that's what it gets marked down for. Otherwise, it would have been a 5-star set. So, fantastic set overall.
So the best thing about giving you our critique of this group of products is that this week, for our final competition giveaway of the series, you can win all 4 of these high-end gaming peripherals.
That's right. We've been lucky enough to acquire a full set of the CHROMA products available to the lucky winner who will, as always, be picked by our guests on next week's show.
To enter the competition, in reference to the dark creatures names of these Razer products, tell us your creative or amusing name for a gaming peripheral and why.
You can tweet us your answer, post it to our Facebook page and email it direct to info@boardgamersuk.com.
We'll announce the winner of this week's Rivet Wars Haiku competition and remind you of all the relevant details for entering this one at the end of the show.
After the break!
Confused and highly agitated. Wild boar, you see, the hole.
Last week we brought you the first in a 3-part series looking back over the past year of the current generation of games consoles. This week it's the turn of Microsoft Xbox One to be scrutinised by Jim's eagle eye. After a disastrous launch from the boys in Redmond, have they managed to turn it around? Let's find out.
If there was a fault-proof method for completely screwing up the launch of a new games console, Microsoft followed it to the letter with the near-stillborn calamity that was the Xbox One launch. Not content to produce a straightforward sequel to the excellent and highly successful Xbox 360, Microsoft planned to take over your living room altogether, with a device designed to effortlessly manipulate and deliver all of your entertainment needs, whether it be games, music, movies or TV, via the new and improved Kinect sensor connected to one big, and I have to say, very ugly black box. Those multimedia features may sound fine on paper, and to a boardroom full of bloated executives desperate to leave their mark on an industry they don't really understand, it was the new big idea. As you might expect though, it resulted in a hodgepodge product that was barely capable of delivering on any of its so-called game-changing features, whilst leaving millions of eagerly anticipating gamers confused and highly agitated. After all, the Xbox One was a device aimed at some nondescript power media user, not, it would seem, actual gamers. And it wasn't just the non-gaming focus of the new Xbox that was causing alarm though. It was clear that the console would have an albeit small, yet significant power deficiency compared to its rival, the PlayStation 4 from Sony. In addition, the system would employ some highly unpopular digital rights policies, such as not allowing players to share or sell on their purchased games. This new DRM demanding in addition that, to synchronize licenses, the console would be required to connect to the internet once every 24 hours. If the console could not connect, all games would be disabled until the console was connected again. Add to that a price tag $100 or £80 higher than the competition, necessitated by the inclusion of Kinect, and Microsoft had done just about everything it could to put off would-be purchasers. 1 year on though, and the state of play for Xbox One couldn't, quite remarkably, be more different. Like is so often the case for the Redmond-based company, Microsoft has fought back from a poor product launch and is now offering a highly recommendable product. Here's why. First off, they got their house in order. Along with the exit of Steve Ballmer as Microsoft CEO, a lot of other executive dead weight has been shifted, leading to a total revamp of the Xbox division, with seasoned gaming exec and fan favourite Phil Spencer now at the helm. In amongst the personnel changes, all of the console's unpopular DRM policies were dropped, achieving parity with PS4 in terms of rights and features. Kinect was demoted from essential boxed-in peripheral to optional accessory to allow a significant price cut, and Games with Gold, Microsoft's lame equivalent to PlayStation Plus, was vastly improved, offering newer and better free games as well as frequent discount offers. Even the confusing and poorly designed Xbox One interface has been greatly enhanced, offering new features through a more coherent design philosophy via regular updates. But that's all on the system side. What about the games themselves? Well, it's in this area that the Xbox One has really spread its wings in the last 6 months. Exclusive titles, although making up a relatively small proportion of game releases, still carry with them huge significance as they define the personality of a console. In this department, for a console so young, the Xbox One is bordering on an embarrassment of riches. Although the first big scalp of the exclusivity war, Titanfall, failed to light up interest in the console beyond its initial release, there have been many excellent exclusive games that have hit the system recently to significantly tip the scales of sales back towards Microsoft. Forza Horizon 2, the open-world festive racer with its excellent balance of arcade and simulation style and gameplay, is a contender for the best of its genre ever made, easily beating on all fronts the exclusive yet broken social racer for PS4, Drive Club. Sunset Overdrive, the cartoony and colourful city-exploring comedy shooter, is a breath of fresh air in an era where so many AAA titles are trying to be dark and serious. An excellent party game that's highly distinctive and great fun to play. Then of course there's Halo the Master Chief Collection. Despite some multiplayer connection woes that will be fixed in time, it represents the best value purchase you can make on this generation of consoles today. A set that includes all 4 of the first Halo games remastered in 1080p and 60 frames per second, allowing the player to jump into any part of any of the game's campaigns at any time. An awesome set with amazing replayability. Microsoft has also been making good use of its deep pockets by offering excellent value console bundles at highly discounted rates, featuring many of its best games in attractive and aggressively advertised packages. The results have been clear. Xbox One sales have improved dramatically, beating the generation-leading PlayStation 4 regularly in recent weeks. It may not be the console we wanted 1 year ago, but what you can't fault Microsoft for is trying their best to fix as many of the system's fundamental issues that it can, whilst getting its focus back to where it needs to be. Games, games, games. The best news for all gamers is that despite a very rocky start to its life, the Xbox One is here to stay and will continue to improve on what is now an excellent base for the foreseeable future. A phoenix has risen from the ashes.
So for our quick look this week, we've got Jim having a look at Far Cry 4, the highly anticipated game, and he's starting off in a little room in a shack somewhere in the mythical world of Kyrat, which
it's like Mongolia.
Possibly is sort of a Middle Eastern Mongolia mashup thing going on, and yeah, it's
sort of an open world adventure with some slightly dark and sadistic twists to it, which is kind of a signature for the Far Cry series. And here we are, as you can see, it's absolutely stunning, the game world.
It's possibly got the most effeminate dictator in the novels I've ever come across. Possibly Kim Jong-il was on par, but...
Kim Jong-il, be careful what you say, you never know who's going to rule the world in the future.
It is true.
So you can see there's a man chilling a field, hello, how are you?
So Jim's having a look
hit me
around.
With your hoe.
What makes this segment slightly harder to do is we have our production manager, Kat, in my ear going, "It's so pretty, turn on the radio, do this, do that." She's very exciting. Our production manager, Kat, wants to go to the mythical world of Kyrat.
Yes.
You can win it in a prize, Kat.
Sounds like going to Disneyland.
We'll sort it out for you, it'll be fine.
So here we go, I found a quad bike. Shall I ride it?
Quad bike, go somewhere.
Here we go, baby.
We have lights.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you better believe it. I'm heading down a road. It's an open world. It's a bit like Skyrim in a way. Oh, sorry, I'm shooting at nothing. I'm just clearing the path.
This is how Jim plays FPSs. He just shoots at nothing.
Ah! Hey.
Wow.
It was
so you
that
shoot at nothing, and on a big empty road you hit a tree.
Yeah.
Wow. You are all so good at this.
I'm also good. So yes, anyway, if I take to the map mode, you can see that this is an open world, and there's lots of interesting big sort of game in this world, Greg. Wild boar, you see, Devereaux.
There's a place called Banner Pup.
Sambar, and a Baral.
Loot chest.
Ooh,
go to the loot chest.
Yeah. No, I think I'm going to head to my my objective, which is up here.
Current objective.
Which is wherever. If I decide to
hold on to the quad bike. Go the
control's
wrong way.
a bit funny actually for riding bikes, because you do all of it on one stick, forwards and backwards, then left and right. So it's a little bit tricky to get a hang of. But it's a huge open world, and there's loads of missions, and also one of the big headline features is the sort of co-op play that comes with the game, which allows you to share the game with someone, even if they don't own it. They can play with you. For up to an hour, which is pretty cool.
There was a little achievement that popped up in the corner there that said,
I got an achievement.
Objective. No, well, not really. No, it says, help the rebels fight. I think you just completely ignored it.
No.
These rebels are now being slaughtered mercilessly.
That's what I do. I go to Mongolian-style countries and I quad bike.
And like riding into trees
my
and stuff, man.
Hits, quite frankly. Anyway, let's see what's up here, shall we? Lots of little shrines and things. Very pretty. Oh,
Okay, you've got to meet Kanan.
I've got to meet this dude, have I?
Yes, in keeping with the show a couple of weeks ago, if it all goes wrong, you're going to go, Kanan!
Is that?
That's a
Who's
drunk.
Hello.
Said you might have.
Oh, what's going on?
She's just drinking.
She's just
She
drinking.
doesn't seem much interested in talking to me.
She really doesn't. So
Okay.
we're going to go in there.
Can I go in there? No.
No, can't go in there. Jim, do something exciting. This is television.
I'll run that way. There we go.
You can use your melee attack to break objects.
Can I?
Break the old woman's bottle.
Shall I shoot her? That'll be
Yeah,
fun.
well, that'll be fun. Might not be a nice thing to do.
Well, it won't let me shoot her.
It's not. You're not. Well, it's probably to sit there and go. She's a harmless NPC. Stop trying to shoot her. Save it for the horrible people.
Hey! Oh! She was annoying me. She wouldn't talk to me. She was she was a drunk. I put her out of her misery.
Jim
This is old Yeller.
has already failed the game by shooting an innocent old lady in the head.
I don't know. I thought this was like GTA.
Yeah, he got a little bit too comfortable
I thought I
playing
could do
GTA
what I
the
want.
other day.
Okay, I'll go this way then.
So a lesson
Oh,
there. If you're,
leaving mission zone. I
if
thought
you're-
it was an open world.
you've got to go back and meet Kanan.
I don't know what my mission is.
Go back to the
other than
shack.
shooting old women.
So, Far Cry 4, an exciting game. Not that you could tell from this demo. Jim is
It's the
wandering around,
hindrances of trying to show something in 5
crashing
minutes.
into trees and shooting innocent people. Don't shoot her, okay? Leave her alone.
Die!
So,
Come on!
Oh,
I threw something at her.
nothing for now. Just shoot her again.
Still to come.
Foot like a butterfly, a stinger like a bee.
Wow.
They can't see me poking him. That wasn't me.
So, here we go.
Alan.
So the latest and the best thing, and surely to do massively well for Christmas, is Super Smash Brothers!
Super Smash Brothers.
It's quite exciting. I've been looking forward to this. Does it live up to the hype? Oh, we're going to see. Jim's going to be playing first. He's got the Wii U pad. The
gamepad, yep.
And he's even got his little amiibo here. He's got a Mario.
Now, unfortunately, my Mario is not a defect, so it's not worth anything. Well, he's got a tiny scratch on his hat, so I was hoping that might make him worth like 10
I
million
don't
pounds.
think that's how it works, to be honest, mate.
You kind of scan him on the NFC scanner on here, and he sort of saves your data or whatever.
Very clever indeed.
It's an expensive gimmick, but it's kind of fun.
So I was generally looking forward to this very much because I thought it was going to be like a straight-up sort of fighting game. However, as you will soon see, it has an element of the platform to it, which means you can be doing ridiculously well in the fighting, and then you can be kicked off the platform, lose a life, and lose the game. And that has irritated me greatly.
It did when we were practicing this
Just
yesterday,
because
yeah.
I generally can whoop Jim at fighting games. This is my forte.
He doesn't say so himself.
If I say, well, I mean, I'm crap at all the other ones in comparison to you, especially driving games, but I can always do well at this. However, this I lose to. So anyway, we have Jim playing Mario, who's
I'm
fighting
whipping
Kirby,
people
Ike,
with
and
stuff.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong, yeah.
You're doing all right. You've taken 0 damage thus far.
There you go. I've got special attacks. I've got fireballs and capes and things, as you can see.
So this is one of the good things about the amiibo.
Stick and move, stick and move. Foot like a butterfly, a stinger like a bee.
Oh, wow. If you're Italian and you're watching this, we apologise. We've just basically
Oh, I
done
see. You see, the
horrendous
platform flew
article.
up and I missed it, and then I lost a life.
See, this is
really annoying.
this is a case in point. Other than that, visually it looks very good. The technology with the amiibo is very exciting. The fact that you can store the information in here and you can take it with you and play in other people's console.
He ate me.
You were
He's
eaten
got
by
my hat
Kirby.
on. Give me my hat, you little green
Give me
thing.
my hat, Kirby. He's like an Italian bogey now, isn't he?
Italian bogey. Yeah.
So Jim was doing all right.
bang.
But he did lose a life, and that might help him. So he needs to knock
See,
a lot
that
of
can,
people
that
out.
can make all the difference. I mean, obviously, it normally wouldn't be a funny game, but it's not just fighting, it's about staying balanced on platforms, which is, on this level, is particularly challenging because they're flying everywhere.
So some people might
Looks
like
good,
this
nice, though.
element. It makes it more of
Oh, dead again.
a challenge. I personally would have preferred it to have been less likely to die, or maybe to die to knock off some health, but instead it does just really sort of hinder your game. But that said, it is very, very dynamic and fast-paced moving. They seem to be able to stay on platforms and things a lot quicker. They have the ability to fly and float back, whereas you just kind of fall a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's part of the skill, obviously, learning how to
Stay
to stay alive, as it were, you know. But it all comes with practice.
My only other gripe is simple maths, and it annoys me that when you take 128% damage, that's knocked you dead. Apparently 100% damage in this case is not enough. 300% is enough to kill you. So,
okay, it's the end of my match. Where did I come?
How's he done?
How have I done? How have I done? Oh,
no.
Who's that who won then?
You were whooped by Ike.
I came second.
Second,
okay.
That's not bad.
All right, well, there you go. See if you can do better than second, Greg.
I'm going to have a go. I'm clearly not. I'm going to whoop him, and then I'm going to fall off the platform numerous times and die. So,
do you want to be Mario as well? Or?
I think I'll be Mario for the sake of ease. Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll go.
Let's press A.
Hit A.
There we go. Press the plus button. There we go. And
so I've got a minute left. I'm just going to randomly go. Well, go on that one maybe. There you go.
Okay, Yoshi's Island. Well, here we go. Second fight. Yes, everything Greg was saying is very much true. It looks beautiful. The game is the Wii U is obviously not as powerful as consoles like the Xbox One or PlayStation 4, but first-party games like this, like Mario Kart, Super Mario World, 3D World, all look fantastic. I have to say, they've got a wonderful art style, very beautiful graphics to look at. Lovely soundtrack as well to the game. There's lots of characters. You can collect lots of different amiibos to connect to the game, although apparently a lot of them are already permanently sold out. So if you did buy any of the more obscure ones like the Wii Fit trainer, apparently you can no longer buy it according to Nintendo. So that might be worth quite a lot in the future.
So I don't think I'm going to get through to the end of my...
Doesn't look like Greg's going to get through to the end of his match, but we hope this has showed you just a little bit of what it's like to play Super Smash Brothers. If you like fighting games, you like Nintendo, this is going to be the game for you. But watch out for those platforms. They're a doozy.
Yet, I haven't died.
Well, for our challenge this week, we have got an amazing treat. We have got none other than the Oculus Rift.
I can genuinely say I'm so excited.
Yes, Greg is playing with it right now in very sort of slightly strange and creepy ways. But anyway, we've got the man who designed one of the best games that's coming out for the Oculus Rift. It's come on Steam Early Access Thursday. It's Radial-G, and we've got Sam Watts. Thank you so much for being here, sir.
Again, guys.
So here we are. Greg, you're up first. Now,
Yes.
Radial-G, tell us a bit about Radial-G. What kind of game is it?
RadioG is a futuristic sci-fi racer, very much in the vein of F-Zero, Wipeout, Extreme G, that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Nintendo don't seem to be too willing to bring F-Zero up to date,
They
so
don't. Why? No idea.
we thought that we should, and what better way to do it than with VR?
Okay,
Yes.
I can't see you, but I'm going to go now.
Sorry, you can't see me poking him here.
That
Wasn't me.
So here we go. So
So-
this is our challenge. It's doing the course. It's
one lap.
myself versus Jim on this lap.
Yes. One lap of the
And,
track, and away he goes.
and I'm off.
You are seeing the left and right eyes from the virtual reality headset that Greg is wearing, and he's off on the track. And so obviously F-Zero, Wipeout, those sort of things were a big inspiration for you guys. What was the inspiration in actually, was it the Oculus itself? You thought, right, this is a great opportunity to make a VR racer, or had you already had a sort of racing game idea in mind?
As soon as we saw the Kickstarter for the DK1 come up, we knew that we had to have some of that.
Yeah.
And we backed it straight away. We actually backed it for two DK1s, the first development kit. And as soon as it arrived, we knew that we could do something fun and exciting with it. But we also do more serious stuff.
Oh, no, slow down.
More serious simulations. Avoid
Greg's
the
in
race.
another world.
I am literally in another world.
But some of the team are already from a arcade racing game background pedigree.
Sure.
So they've worked on titles such as Split Second, Pure, MotoGP.
Okay, yes.
So
Some good racing pedigree there. Yeah.
They've already got the experience in creating high-action arcade racing games. So our ability to create rock-solid simulation, 3D and virtual reality tied with our gaming background, it was a natural fit.
Absolutely.
We're all big racers in the office, and F-Zero is a fantastic game, Wipeout is a fantastic game. We wanted to recreate that whole package of game design and music, and that launched the whole PlayStation and Wipeout back in the day.
Well, you couldn't find a better pedigree of games to inspire you than that. And yes, there you go. Greg's finished his race. And where did you come in that race?
Awful. That was 15th.
15th. Well done.
Terrible.
It's not about winning, it's about taking part.
It really
And
that
about
was-
winning.
That was absolutely awful.
Well done, Greg. Well, I'm going to have a go now. I'm really excited. Ooh.
Hopefully you're going to do it.
See you
a lot
later,
better than me
suckers.
there.
I'm going into a virtual world. Yeah. Ah. Oh, there we go.
So this is Jim's chance to do better.
Put my hat on. There we
I
go.
did a lot better in the practice run, actually. I got 9th, which was 6 places better, in fact.
Oh, there you go. That doesn't count, unfortunately, for what we're doing
No,
now.
unfortunately, it doesn't.
So, yeah, please continue to chat amongst yourselves, gentlemen, while I
So,
enjoy
So you've got your
reality.
virtual cockpit here, you can look around, it tracks your head fully at a full 75 frames
Yes,
per
for those who
second.
don't know what an Oculus Rift is, it's, you know, it's not just a sort of 3D headset. You look all around 360 degrees. I can see my body, I can see my arms, everything's fantastic.
he's just checking out the fact that he has boobs, which is...
I can finally check out my boobs.
He's very excited about it. It's worth pointing out that even though obviously it's on Oculus and hopefully it'll be on Project Morpheus and the like, it is fully compatible with those who haven't got the hardware or
Indeed.
haven't.
We wanted to make sure that the game was just as much fun with a standard monitor in what we call a Noculus mode.
A Noculus,
Yes.
we like that.
That's nice.
That's going to catch on.
See what you did there.
That's what we're trying to do. We want to coin it, and it will be Word of the Year 2015, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure it will. That'll be in the dictionary in a couple of years.
So you can just play it on a regular monitor or a big TV, and it's just as thrilling and fast-paced. And we've done a lot of testing with people playing Oculus versus people playing on the TV, and there's no real difference. Obviously, you've got that much greater immersion and looking around.
Just making very strange noises. Yeah, as you were.
They can't hear me. I'm in virtual world.
That's how it works. Yes.
But the 2D players, they can still look around with the right stick.
Screw
so
Greg.
yeah,
I beat him today.
it's emulated.
I'm sorry about that. There's no excuse for Jim really. It's what we inspire by. I mean, one has to say that there's a certain amount of F-Zero in this game. You can see that a little bit, but I mean, it is really unique. What games inspired you as such to make this game?
Mostly it was F-Zero, Wipeout, Extreme G, but then we look at other games like Ballistics or Roll Cage.
I'll keep it in the red stuff.
Because
It's not
these are
good.
just high-speed, tubular focus titles. But yeah, our main inspiration is clearly F-Zero and Wipeout.
Well, I love the fact that you can sort of go 360-degree around a lot of it. Where did you finish?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Eighth.
Eighth.
Fantastic.
I won the challenge.
You did win the challenge.
Yes.
Well, it wasn't much of a challenge.
No, I have
really.
to
It
come
wasn't
back.
really.
Oh, I have to come back to the real world.
Oh, it's sad in the real world. Well, we're going to invite you to stick around as to be our special guest afterwards. But Oculus
was amazing.
Radial
Thanks,
G, amazing.
I'm gonna keep this.
Coming up!
I got into games through a very fortunate lucky break.
Oh,
Studio guest!
Our special guest this week is the game producer and community manager of the exciting VR racer Radial-G we got to play just before the break.
That's right. In his time in the game industry, he's worked for Curb, Epic, NCSoft, Gamania, and Testronic Labs, and has been twice nominated for a BAFTA.
Sam Watts, thanks for sticking around.
Hi guys.
Yeah, thanks. Wow, Sam, thank you so much for bringing in the Oculus Rift. Greg and I have tried it a couple of times, but I have to say that is by far the most exciting demo we've ever seen, as it's a proper, full-on game and fantastic. So please just give us a little background to how did you get into games?
I got into games through a very fortunate lucky break.
Okay.
I was making e-learning software over the road at Epic, and NCSoft came all the way over from Korea to set up their European office here in Brighton. They had a role advertised. I applied, charmed them, and then left, and the rest is history.
Indeed.
4 years later, it all went a bit horribly wrong, as games companies tend to do.
Indeed.
And I moved on, and various other companies that you've already mentioned, and then we are here today, everything all in one, ready for VR.
Ready for the future.
So
Yes.
You're currently with a company called Tomika, the makers of Radial-G.
Indeed.
Where does that name come from? It's such a unique name.
It's actually a little area of Estonia, I believe.
Ah,
But
Okay.
we liked it because it sounds futuristic, kind of Blade Runner, Future Corp.
So there's no actually link to this area in Estonia. You just randomly picked the name of this.
It sounded good.
place.
As far as I'm aware, yes.
Wow,
That's
there you
what
go.
we like.
That's exclusive, guys. They just randomly
it here
picked
first.
geography.
Brilliant, fantastic. So you've got a great lineage, as we can see in games. What was your motivation for getting games as a kid? I mean, were there any games in particular you liked, enjoyed playing?
At the time, I really liked Baal by Psygnosis.
Baal, what's Baal?
It was a side-scrolling, futuristic, you play a space marine shooting things. But it used to really entertain me because when you went to put in a save name, if you put in a rude word, it would tell you off.
Awesome.
Really?
Tell you not to
I
do
love
it
that.
again. And if you did
Love
it
that.
3 times, it would just shut down the Atari.
That's brilliant.
It's the small things in life that entertain
You rude
isn't
little
it?
boy, no more play for you.
As an 11-year-old, you know, putting in rude words, it entertained me for yeah.
Moving on.
I'll give you a tissue. Yeah. So yes, like I said, you know, talking about history, talking about the games. Where do you see games going now? Obviously, Oculus Rift, it's still in development. This is a development kit. This is the second DK2, as they call it.
Yep.
We don't know a huge amount about it in a commercial sense, of course. There's no release date so much. There's no
release
price.
dates. Since being bought by Facebook, they want to release it as quick and mass market and as soon as possible.
Sure.
I'm thinking they'll probably do something like with the Samsung Gear VR that just came out this week. They've done a limited edition, early adopters edition. So they'll probably do something like that, and then seeing how that goes, test the waters, get ready to ramp up for a full-scale launch towards the end of next year.
Is this the future, do you think? Do you think this is the must-have thing, either Oculus or the Project Morpheus? Do you think that VR is where it's all going, that everyone will need to have one in the
well,
future?
if it isn't, then we're going to be slightly screwed.
Also, yeah,
we would like to think...
put some eggs in the basket there, haven't we?
Yeah. We would like to think that VR is the future of gaming, but it's not just gaming. There's a lot of serious applications for it as well. But there have been many attempts in the past to launch VR as a mass market device that have all failed spectacularly. The capabilities have come on leaps and bounds.
Yes, evolved dramatically.
Well, I'm sure RadioG is going to be amazing playing an Oculus styly, but I can tell you that seeing the sort of the 2i side of things doesn't do it justice. It was amazing in the headset, and the immersion into the world was so
because the other
stunning.
aspect, of course, is you're normally wearing headphones, which of course sort of seals that immersion.
Yeah.
You know, we weren't doing that because we were talking while we were doing it, but again, it makes you feel like you're in another place.
But that's going to be the real challenge for VR. I can't explain to you what it's like. You have to try it.
Yes.
And experience it for yourself.
That's the great challenge of VR, isn't it?
So
How do you
there's
put
going to
that
have to be a
across?
lot of demo pods in shops like HMV or whatever, electrical stores selling these for people to go and try it out.
Well, I can tell you, if you get a chance to try the Oculus Rift and specifically RadioG in it, then do so. It is so much fun, a lot of immersion. We're going to go
Really
a little bit
exciting.
more retro. Unfortunately, we can't play Street Fighter 2 on the Oculus at the moment.
yet,
Maybe in
no.
the future,
Yeah.
or some sort of Street Fighter on the Oculus. But for now, we're going to ask you to stay where you are, and as you take on our retro video game challenge.
Right, okay.
Studio Guest Communal Retro Video Game Challenge!
Well, this is it. This is the very last retro video game challenge of our series. Sam, you are our final challenger, and you have a chance to be crowned our very first retro video game champion. But you've got some
No
stiff
pressure.
competition, no pressure. You were talking about Street Fighter earlier, so I fully expect you to be an absolute expert at this.
Oh, God.
No pressure at all.
Right.
So go ahead and select champion mode.
Yep.
Hit that start button right there, or yeah, it's on the start button. Game start. Start button again. And choose your fighter. Who's he going to pick?
Who's the final guest going to choose as the character?
It's got to be Ryu.
Excellent choice, Ryu.
Man
He's got
after
the
my
nice
own
blue
heart.
Yes, exactly. Got a nice blue bandana. And who's he facing? E Honda. All
watch out.
Japanese fight.
Mr. Happy Slappy, so be careful.
Just Happy Slappy in his big bathtub area. Yes, here we go. Round one fight.
Oh! First blood goes to E Honda.
Yeah, he's looking a bit
oh,
mad,
that's
but a
good,
Hadouken, and that has turned the tide back towards Ryu.
Oh, nice little punch there.
Sam biding his time, familiarising himself
right,
with the controls
he's-
once again.
Oh.
And he's got E Honda in the corner. Has he got him dazed? Not quite, unfortunately. But he's got him on the ropes.
Oh, he's doing his
Oh,
slap.
stay clear of the spinny hands of doom.
The spinning hands of doom. I think that's
my
officially
official
what
name
it's
for it.
called. Yeah, I told you he's doing his happy slappy thing.
Oh, no! No, he got caught by it.
One or two punches left. Come on, you can do it.
Oh, he's being head-butted in the torso. That's a very
I think
mean
that's
thing to
more
do.
meant to be a...
But Honda's only got a tiny bit of health.
No!
Oh
my God!
goodness.
First round goes to Honda. Look how close it
That
was.
could not have been closer,
There
Greg.
was a sliver there.
Could not have been closer.
So,
Right, but there's always round 2.
there is round 2.
If you win this, you get to round 3.
You can pull it back.
You can pull it back.
Fine.
Come on, Sam. Show us how it's done. Honda, yeah, he's looking in the zone today, Honda, I have to say.
He's
particularly sort of brutal.
He's on
his
par.
expression and
Don't
his
let
punches.
him get you into a corner though. That's never a good place to be, V Honda.
Looks like Sam's trying to remember some of the special moves here. Trying to get up, try and pull off a dragon punch, I suspect.
Yes, we've had a few guests who've tried their very best to pull off a dragon punch and probably suffered because of this. I think just
good
kick
block.
and smack him.
Good block for me, Honda. Oh, the flying headbutt, and that's turned it back round.
Whoever gets the next hit is basically going to be the winner.
Oh, come on! And Sam, he's down and out in 2 rounds. Oh, wow.
Well, I can tell you, even where you are at the moment, you're not going to be at the bottom of the leaderboard. But let's see where that places you.
That was 5,100 points.
Away from the bottom, so that's not too bad.
Not bad at all. Well done. Well done for playing. Well, we couldn't end the show without announcing the winner of our Rivet Wars giveaway. Now, we challenged you to write a World War I themed haiku. We've had several really good replies, and we're going to read out our top 3. And then Sam is going to pick his favourite and therefore the winner.
We were exceedingly impressed by the volume of excellent entries.
Absolutely,
here,
really good haikus. This one is not actually officially part of the competition, but we thought it deserves a mention. Rick Bunyan wrote, boom, 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 boom.
I got a feeling that comes from something else. I don't think that was original.
I think I've heard that before somewhere.
Courtesy of Private Baldrick, I think. So,
indeed. So moving on proper to the entries. Greg, do you want to read the first one from Ellie Martin? This is very clever because this is actually 3 haikus in one.
Yeah, we're allowing it. They didn't do it versus, they do it as 3 separate haikus with an arc, but we're not giving any special treatment. We liked where they went with it. It was, over we must go, out of these blood-filled trenches, ripping machine guns. Soldiers lay slaughtered, for queen and country they fought, lonely poppies grow. Hymn to the fallen, each year the nation stands still, we will remember.
Beautiful.
I quite like that.
It's very
so,
good.
That was
very good.
a triple haiku, but we're not giving it any special preference.
You don't get
because of
extra
that.
points for doing
Sorry.
3. It's just based on the overall. Tony Machino, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Trenches of gaunt souls, no man's land, a shared grave, only poppies now.
Very nice. Poppy theme again.
Yes, I like that.
And finally, we have
Jan
Jan Falange, who put, "This war is a hell. Ghosts haunt me for my life. Scars no one can see." So they're free of many really good.
Wow,
And
that's,
you've got a tough
choice there.
Yes,
tough decision,
tough
really.
choices. What do you say?
Obviously, you've got the first one. It's slightly cheating with the 3, but it does tell a nice arc.
Yeah.
The second one's very good, and the third one is a strong contender as well. But I think overall it's going to have to be was it Ellie Martin? I think the first one.
The first one.
Yeah.
Ellie Martin.
Ellie Martin.
Well, congratulations.
Well, there you go. Ellie Martin. That's fantastic. A good choice there. And wonderful. You win Rivet Wars.
So there you go. That's it. That's all we've got time for. Congratulations again to Ellie Martin for winning a copy of Rivet Wars with a great World War I haiku. But don't forget, we've got the Razer CHROMA set to give away too.
That's right. As we said earlier in the show, to enter the competition, tell us a creative or amusing name for a gaming peripheral and why. Send your answers to our Facebook page, facebook.com/BoardGamersUK, tweet us at BoardGamersUK, or email direct to info@BoardGamersUK.com.
Answers will be read out on next week's show, our final programme of the series. The winner will be picked by our special guests.
But until then, as always, gentlemen, game on!
Game on!